Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Today is Juneteenth. We were talking about it Friday and all the events that were going to take place over the weekend. And Larry, it was some great weather.
I mean, weather could not be an excuse not to be out for this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't rain. It was sunshine, blue skies, great weather for all the events over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
So comment below. We want to know, were you out celebrating this weekend? Maybe you have plans today. Hopefully not later today, though, when it's raining.
Yeah, when it's all nasty.
But this morning we were talking about Juneteenth, and it's a day millions of people across the country are off work as the U.S. celebrates the freedom of slaves. But the holiday wasn't always recognized. Oh, we don't have the story? Okay, we'll work on getting that package in for you. But Key, do you want to talk about the events that are going on today?
Yeah, so we were talking this morning about what is and isn't open, just so folks know how to operate today. And for the most part, when it comes to like your retailers, so like the mall, restaurants and whatnot, those are going to be open. So you can shop and dine as per usual. Now, as for what's closed, though, several banks are observing the holiday, so you want to watch out for those. Your visit to Wells Fargo, Bank of America, JP Morgan, TD Bank, all those may have to wait until tomorrow. And then on top of that, government offices should be observing the holiday as well. So that means that if you need to get to the post office or the DMV, well, those will be closed too. So as far as ways to celebrate, though, we've got a couple events that we want to make sure we clue you in on. There's Buy Black Fest that's going on from 2 to 9 today, and you'll find it over at 1600 West Trade Street. That's right here in Charlotte. And then you can check out Archive CLT. That's over on Beatty's Ford Road. It's actually this coffee shop that's a display of Black history and culture. And then you don't want to miss Juneteenth at the Gant. So admission is free today, and that's from noon to 6. And then plus, as far as public transportation goes, all CATS fares are free today. So we've been asking all morning during the morning show, I mean, what did folks do over the weekend? What are you doing today to celebrate Juneteenth? I couldn't get the videos to show y'all, but I actually went to a Juneteenth event that was in Uptown over the weekend. It was really cool. They had a bunch of like Black vendors, so I got to try like one of the food trucks there. Had some seafood egg rolls. I will pull up the name so that I can give you guys a place and a shout out to go to, because it was so good.
So good. Was the seafood egg rolls your favorite, or?
No, I just wanted to try something different. So they had fried lobster tails, which I almost did both.
You're making me really hungry right now.
Then the big one went on in Plaza Midwood, House of Africa. That whole area right there on Thomas Avenue was closed down. They had African drumming. They had great food, and then obviously all the celebration, great music. And then House of Africa, you could go in there and explore the continent. I mean, almost every country is represented in there. So it was an amazing experience just to be part of that.
And you kind of did a preview of that on Friday.
On Friday, yeah.
Okay, we have the story now on the history of Juneteenth, connecting the dots, so let's take a look.
Check it out.
How did Juneteenth become a federal holiday? Let's connect the dots. Juneteenth, a combination of the words June and 19th, commemorates when the last enslaved people in the South were finally set free. It's a holiday rich in history. After the Union defeated the Confederacy in 1965, 4 million slaves were set to become free. But it didn't happen immediately. Union armies began marching through the southern states, freeing thousands of slaves every day. The news took months to reach Texas. On June 19, 1865, Union troops rode into Galveston, Texas, and told slaves of their freedom. Their spontaneous celebration gave birth to Juneteenth. Over 150 years later, private companies made Juneteenth a permanent paid holiday for their employees after protests erupted following the murder of George Floyd. Then in 2021, the U.S. Congress passed legislation to make it a federal holiday, and President Biden signed it into law. And that's connecting the dots.
Yeah, I mean, people don't realize that this just became a federal holiday a couple years ago.
I was just going to say that. I mean, America's newest holiday. And I just remember covering, like, when it was happening and just what this really means for the Black community for this to finally be recognized. Because we've been celebrating this for generations on generations on generations. And finally, now, it's something that the whole country can celebrate together.
Yeah, and because people have the day off, they can have these festivals and parades and through the weekend and into Monday.
And hopefully learn something too, because I mean, this is information that unfortunately a lot of folks don't know.
Yeah.
And, you know, with everything going on right now, it's not always taught in our schools.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize about the significance of June 19th. It was that day that the Union General came into Texas and said that the slaves, those slaves still that were freed, and didn't even know about it until that time, June 1865.
Right. And mind you, this is, 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed? So it'd be 2 years that they were supposed to have their freedom, and they didn't.
Kaylin did a wonderful package over the weekend that goes into detail and explains even more so the history and how everything unfolded. And that's on our website, WCNC.com, if you do want to watch that. We have a lot of Juneteenth stories and places you can go and try here in our area as well. But there is going to be some rain later today, right, Larry, if people have events going on today?
Weekend, I would say anytime after about 2 o'clock, from 2 o'clock on, have the rain gear handy, because it's going to be rain, maybe some cloud of ground lightning, some gusty winds. And that's the beginning of the rain that's going to last all week, this week.
Well, at least we had a nice weekend.
Yes.
There you go.
Rain this week.
Not one drop of rain for the weekend, so we have to pay for it all week.
And then maybe it will clear back up for the 4th of July, you know?
Yeah, well, that's
like our
not this weekend, but the next weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Hopefully
I'm getting,
hopefully
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Right. Maybe the forecast will change. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Yeah. All right, awesome. Well, keep chiming in. Let us know what you did over the weekend if you are celebrating today as well. And we'll see you back on air at 11:30 and back here for Wake Up Charlotte to Go tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m.
Have a good one, y'all.